What the heck? Okay, so last year, me and a friend went to go see the old sport of old cars crashing into one another. They call it Demolition Derby. And for all you old folks, yeah, it still does exist. And for all you young folks, it really does exist. Let's take a look. We're at the Dirt Oval at Route 66 Raceway in Joliet, Illinois, where a lot of people will gather and pay money to see an organized beater beatdown of cars. And whatever else they choose to include for the price of admission.
Oh, yeah!
Today we're seeing a Demolition Derby, and I brought my friend Anthony along for the ride. There's me with a burger in my hand, but more on that in just a little bit. But before we watch cars beat each other up, I was really surprised by how big of a thing this is. There were a lot of people here already. And there were a lot of cars coming in too. While others were already barbecuing, playing beanbags, and even football before the event started. But let's buy our tickets and find a seat. I hear they're going pretty fast. So here we are, pretty high up, while they prepared the track for the event. And then there was this guy doing who knows what. But eventually, it's time to introduce the teams of drivers participating in tonight's event. As well as these motocross experts who'll be doing tricks throughout the evening. But of course, they had to add more water to the oval. And this. But eventually, everybody was getting into position. I'll just cut to the chase. So here we go. So they're off to destroy one another. I am so focused on that side of the track that I'm missing the collision happening right in front of me. But if we play our cards right, there should be more. But there's plenty of drifting going on. Oh, and did I miss another? Well, here we go. And hey, a twofer. As well as plenty of close calls to be had. What did you say about my mama? On the other side of the track, some cars don't last as long as others. But we're getting our money's worth, that's for sure. Well, I think it's safe to say who won this one.
What the heck? What'd you think of that?
That was pretty badass.
You heard the man. That's his angle.
If it was good, take a shot. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's right, man.
But in the meantime, this one had to be carried off. But eventually, more cars got on the track. And then I was wondering when they were going to start crashing into each other. But then I realized, this particular one is a race. I don't even know who to cheer for. Well, I take that back. I want the pink car to win. And this was around the time Anthony showed me the bag of combos he snuck in here.
Yeah, give me. Oh, yeah.
I don't think it's really sneaking in, because does anybody really care that much? But if you're wondering what type of food you can buy here, there's a few options, like mozzarella sticks. They were pretty passable. Well, hey, wait a minute. Any food experts know what's going on here? Anyway, no regrets, and that's the way you gotta live your life. I think Anthony could agree too.
Chug it, yeah, that's right. Now give me like an oh yeah.
He bought some food too, like chicken tenders and cheese curds, as well as French fries. I think we could agree that the food served its purpose. It was kind of what you'd expect at this type of event. As for the fries, Anthony thought they were, quote, alright, unquote. Those are his words. As for the burger, I don't know, I kind of like it. It kind of reminds me of a makeshift version of something from your generic family cookout. Heck, I hate it. But let's get back to the action we saw later that night. And there was plenty more to see. Like motocross stunts.
That was pretty dope.
Grab your beer, grab your beer.
Finish it already.
But also what we came for. Metal on metal action. And wherever there's that, you can be for darn sure there's gonna be water on the dirt too. Shout out to the water guy. We're both cheering for him. But here's some more highlights from the event.
No, hit the other cars! Whoa! No, give me a gesture, give me a gesture.
Good say.
Hey, watch your mouth, man. Hey now! Whoa!
I wonder if Anthony has any more combos left. But with the night coming to an end, let's take a look at those results. I give the whole Demolition Derby experience 7.75 gas cans out of 10. I loved watching old cars crash into each other and hearing the crowd react along with it. If I have to say anything negative, it's a lot of waiting in between the individual events for the next thing to start. That and I wish the food options were a little better too. But with 7.75 gas cans out of 10, I'd have to say that Demolition Derby is that sense of community everybody needs to experience at least once. I'm gonna say, I recommend it. I recommend Demolition Derby, and that is the Rangel Zangle on that one. If you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. But this video's not over yet. Let's check in with Keith. Do you want a career that involves driving, but you're too scared to be a trucker? And you ain't got the guts to drive in one of them Demolition Derbies? At the Derby Aqua Academy, we teach you to do the next best thing. Spray water at Demolition Derbies. We'll teach you the skills and techniques for a career that's probably not worth investing in the first place. Call now and get a free punch in the face. Operators are standing by. The Derby Aqua Academy. Stick your tongue out and say, Keith here, bringing you the angle on all things cool. So I'd have to say that Demolition Derby was enough of an event for me and Anthony to say that next time we go see Demolition Derby, we're totally gonna be tailgating. Anthony will bring the beer, and I'll bring the food, along with this hat that you wear not necessarily to a Demolition Derby, but to, say, the Kentucky Derby. 1, 2, I guess the question is, how far can we take this? How fancy can one be at a Demolition Derby? Hope you enjoyed our trip to the Demolition Derby, and a big special thanks to everybody at Dirt Oval 66 for having us. And let me know, do you want me to bring Anthony back for another episode? Honestly, I think he did very well, and I think he was a very worthy video sidekick. So let me know in the comments. But before we go, this is our very first angle of 2026, so make sure you're subscribed, because I will definitely be bringing you more this year, so stay tuned. But I'd also like to take this opportunity to remind everybody, we should continue to talk about about bullying. We should be encouraging good mental health. And in 2026, no matter where you're from, who you voted for, and how much money you make, let's try to be a little bit more understanding and loving to one another. Because honestly, folks, if things continue like the way they are going right now, I don't know, guys. I just don't know. Think about it. And that is the Rangel Zangle on that one. We'll see you next time, folks. Take it easy.
Been disqualified.